Hey everyone! I'd love to hear from you. What tool review would you like me to create an in-depth analysis video on? Drop your suggestions in the comments below, and I will get started on making the most requested one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I upload trending tool insights.
Let's face it, that moment when you realize, oh, I need to cite my sources. Well, a little knot of stress can tighten up, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. Whether it's, a school paper, a work report.
Or even just remembering where you read that cool fact. Getting citations right feels like a whole extra task sometimes.
It really does. And it's so important for good scholarship, clear communication.
Wow.
But yeah, the rules, so many styles, so many tiny details, it can feel like a maze.
Totally. Well, today we're grabbing a map, maybe a flashlight too, because we're diving deep into the Scribbr Citation generator.
Ah, Scribbr.
Yes, it's a tool designed specifically to sort of cut through that complexity, make citing less of a headache.
Exactly. It's a free online tool. Think of it like a smart assistant for your citations.
Helping you get accurate references in all sorts of academic styles.
Precisely, without getting totally bogged down in the nitty-gritty.
Okay. And we've got some insights here from a recent review, the Scribbr Citation Generator Review 2025 excerpts.
Right.
So our mission for this deep dive is to figure out, what does it do well? Where are its limits? And really, is it a valuable tool for you listening, whether you're a student, researcher, or just want to cite things properly?
Sounds like a plan. Let's dig in. The review we have, it really kicks off with a positive hands-on experience from 2025, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. The reviewer found it surprisingly quick, adaptable, and accurate.
And this was the free version.
All with the free version. They gave it a solid 4.6 out of 5 stars.
Wow. Okay. That's a pretty strong start. What exactly did they try out? What sort of things did they do with it?
They basically ran through a typical citation process. They picked APA 7 style.
Okay, a common one.
Yeah. Pasted in a website URL, tweaked the info that popped up automatically.
Made some edits.
Just a few quick fixes, added some other sources, then got the final list. And like you said, all free. No sign up needed at that stage.
Right. So what parts really impressed them? What felt smooth?
Well, they highlighted a few things. The drop-down menu for picking your style, APA, MLA, Chicago, whatever. Apparently, it's really clear and easy.
Good start. No confusion there.
And the way it autofills details from website links, that was a big one. Pulling the title, author, date.
That's a huge time saver, potentially.
Definitely. But also, if it missed something or got something slightly wrong, they said editing it manually was really straightforward.
And that's crucial, isn't it? Automation's great, but you need that control for accuracy.
Exactly. You have to be able to fix things. And they were also impressed that it automatically put together that alphabetized reference list, properly formatted.
Ah, the bibliography. That can be so fiddly to do manually.
Right. Getting the indents and commas just so. And then being able to just export that list straight to Word without even logging in. That was a real plus for them.
Yeah, that lack of friction, not needing an account for the basics, that's appealing.
For you, thinking about feeling overwhelmed, that kind of ease could be, well, game changer.
Okay, so it handles the basics well. What about the range? Different fields need different styles, right?
Good point. The review stresses it covers the major ones. APA 6 and 7.
Both versions, okay.
MLA 8 and 9. Chicago 17, both the notes bibliography and the author date versions. Plus Harvard, AMA, IEE, and ACS.
Wow, that's quite a spread. It covers a lot of disciplines.
It really does. Science, humanities, social sciences.
Right.
It seems pretty comprehensive for the main styles.
And the auto generation, it's not just URLs, is it?
No, that's right. You can feed it DOIs, those unique codes for articles.
Digital object identifiers, yeah.
ISBNs for books, or even just an article title. It tries to find the info automatically from those too.
Again, saving you hunting down all those publication details yourself.
Exactly. It's all about speeding up that initial data entry.
So beyond just creating one citation at a time, what else helps manage the whole process?
Well, we mentioned the manual editing key for tweaking. Then there's the automatic building of the full alphabetized reference list.
Formatted to the style you picked.
Right. And the export options to Word or just copy-paste. Oh, and a really neat feature. You can switch styles.
Oh, how does that work?
Say you did everything in APA, but then your professor or the journal wants MLA. Apparently, Scribbr can convert your whole list.
Okay, that could save hours of painstaking reformatting. That's happened to me before.
I bet. And to help with accuracy, it flags incomplete entries. It gives you a nudge if you're missing important info.
Like a little checklist reminder.
Sort of, yeah. And finally, just as a sign of its popularity, the review mentions the Scribbr Chrome extension has over 1 million users.
1 million users. Okay, that definitely suggests a lot of people find it useful day to day.
It really points towards it meeting a common need.
It sounds like they've really thought about the common headaches people face with citing.
You're absolutely right. The review actually brings up a poll about citation challenges.
Oh yeah, what are the big ones?
Top issues were things like just remembering the formatting rules,
Always tricky.
knowing how to cite non-standard stuff, like podcasts or YouTube videos, switching between styles, like we just discussed, fixing errors from AI tools. That's a newer one.
Increasingly relevant.
And just the whole job of building that final reference list correctly.
And it feels like Scribbr's features are aiming right at those problems.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, but let's talk reliability. Citations have to be right, especially in academia. What's the verdict on Scribbr's trustworthiness?
The editor's verdict in the review is quite positive. It calls Scribbr reliable, so it doesn't rely on guesswork or AI shortcuts.
So based on actual rules.
Yeah, aiming for solid, accurate formatting every time. They even recommend it for peace of mind.
That's reassuring. What about user feedback? Any numbers on that?
Yep, an average rating of 4.5 out of 5 stars. And that's based on get this, 14,850 user reviews.
Whoa, 14,000. That's a lot of feedback. Suggests pretty widespread satisfaction.
It does. And the review also dipped into places like Reddit, to see what people are saying more casually.
Always interesting looking up there. Any common themes?
Generally, yeah, people on Reddit seem to agree it's reliable, especially for APA, and especially if you have a DOI.
The DOI helps it find the right data, presumably.
Exactly. But some users did say it occasionally misses info. So the advice is consistent. Always do a quick double check yourself.
Which is just good practice anyway, right? No tool is perfect. Always needs a human eye.
Definitely. Users on Reddit also tended to find it easier to use than maybe the built-in tools in Word or Google Docs.
Less clunky, perhaps?
Seems like it. Though again, they still say check its work. And interestingly, some pointed out that using a tool like Scribbr regularly can actually help you learn the citation styles better.
Oh, that's a neat point. You start recognizing the patterns.
Yeah, you get better at spotting errors yourself. And one really relevant thing today. User said Scribbr citations don't seem to trigger AI detection software.
That's a big concern now with AI writing tools. Good to know.
Yeah. The review also shared a specific user story, didn't it?
It did. From a researcher named Juliet Yang. What was her take?
She'd used other tools like MLA and Zotero, proper reference managers.
Okay, the more heavy-duty options.
Right. And she found with those, she often had to manually correct the citations they generated.
Yeah.
But with Scribbr, she said they came out neatly formatted right away. Less fixing needed.
That's quite telling, comparing it directly to established tools like Zotero. Suggests Scribbr really focuses on that output formatting quality.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
So, lots of positives. But, no tool is perfect. What about the downsides? Did the review mention any cons?
It did. It aimed for balance. On the con side, limited support for really niche or obscure citation formats.
Okay, so maybe not for super specialized journals sometimes.
Potentially. Also for uncommon source types, the autofill might not grab everything, so you might need more manual entry there.
Makes sense, if the data isn't easily available online.
Right. And they noted the lack of a browser extension, a one-click button to cite a web page you're on.
Some other tools have that. Convenience factor.
Okay. Also, no autosave. So if your browser crashes...
Ouch. You could lose your list if you haven't exported it. You need to be mindful of that.
And finally, it doesn't directly link up with those big reference managers like Zotero or EndNote.
So if you're already deeply embedded in one of those systems for managing hundreds of papers, Scribbr is more of a standalone generator.
Exactly. It doesn't sync with those libraries. Those are important points, especially for heavy researchers or those with very specific needs.
Definitely. Now, the elephant in the room these days, AI. How does Scribbr's accuracy compare to using AI like ChatGPT for citations?
The review draws a clear line here. Scribbr is all high accuracy because it follows official style guides strictly. It uses structured databases and rule-based formatting.
Not generative AI guessing.
Exactly. The review explicitly contrasts this with AI tools like ChatGPT or Poe, warning about the risks.
Risks like what?
Well, AI can sometimes hallucinate, basically, make stuff up. Incorrect authors, wrong dates, even fake DOIs that look real but don't work.
Yikes, that could be disastrous in academic work.
Absolutely. AI can also be inconsistent applying style rules, and it typically doesn't build that nice formatted exportable reference list like Scribr does.
So the conclusion is?
Scribbr is more reliable and accurate, especially for academic writing where that precision really, really matters.
Okay, that's a clear distinction. So for someone listening who's thinking, all right, I might try this, how easy is it to actually use? Walk us through the steps.
It sounds really simple based on the review.
Yeah.
Step 1, pick your style from the dropdown. APA, MLA, whatever.
Okay.
Step 2, say what kind of source it is, website, journal, book, etc.
Got it.
Step 3, enter the info. Either paste a URL, DOI, ISBN, or title for autofill.
Or type it in manually.
Step 4, review and edit. Make sure everything the tool pulled or you typed is correct.
The crucial check step.
Exactly. Step 5, add it to your list in the tool. Repeat for all your sources. Step 6, download the whole list as a Word doc or copy it to your clipboard.
That does sound very user-friendly, lines up with what the reviewer said.
Yeah, seems quite intuitive.
So who is this really for? Who benefits most?
The review points to several groups. Students, definitely high school, undergrad, postgrad. Takes the stress out of referencing.
I can see that.
Academic writers, researchers for quick generation in various styles. ESL students too, apparently the instructions are clear.
Oh, that's a good point. Clarity helps.
Professionals writing reports needing formal styles like IE or AMA, and really anyone new to citations who needs a bit of hand-holding.
Pretty broad audience then. It also mentioned something interesting about citation counts, didn't it?
Yeah, a quick fact. Even one citation puts a paper in the top 56% cited. 10 or more pushes it into the top 24%.
Just a little reminder of why getting citations right matters for impact.
Exactly. It's not just about avoiding plagiarism, it's about being part of the scholarly conversation.
Right. Now, the review mentioned common errors people make. What kind of mistakes does Scribbr help avoid?
It gave examples across different styles, APA 7, MLA 9, Chicago, etc. Things people often mess up manually or that basic AI might miss.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, so in APA 7, maybe forgetting the publication year in parentheses, or missing volume issue numbers for journals.
Common slip-ups.
Or in MLA 9, maybe forgetting page numbers or not italicizing titles correctly. Scribbr helps by 1, applying the rules automatically, 2, flagging missing fields,
And nudge again.
and 3, using structured fields that guide you to put the right info in the right place.
So it enforces the structure of the citation style.
Pretty much. And again, because it uses real metadata, not AI guesswork, it avoids those hallucinated details fake authors or DOIs.
Reinforcing that reliability point. Okay, let's quickly revisit costs. Basic generator's free, right?
Yeah.
But are there paid extras?
Yes. The core generator, creating, editing, building lists, switching styles, downloading, totally free, no sign-up needed for that.
Good.
But Scribbr does offer optional premium services if you need more help. Things like a plagiarism checker,
Useful.
an AI detector, a paraphrasing tool, a specific citation check service for reviewing your existing citations, grammar checker, AI proofreader,
Wow, quite a suite.
and even human proofreading and editing services.
So those are more about the whole writing process beyond just the citation itself.
Exactly. Extra support for those who want it, focused on overall writing quality and integrity.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about for someone aiming for, say, a peer-reviewed journal? Any specific advice on using Scribd for that level?
The key advice is always double-check the metadata.
Meaning?
Verify the author, title, journal details, DOI against the original source, the journal's website, Google Scholar, a trusted database. Don't just trust the autofill blindly for high-stakes stuff.
Cross-reference.
Yes. And always compare the final Scribbr citation formatting against the specific journal's style guide or instructions for authors.
Good advice, regardless of the tool, really. Just be thorough.
Exactly.
Now, the review briefly compared Scribbr to other tools out there, EasyBib, Zotero, etc. What were the main differences highlighted?
It looked at things like, is it free? What styles? Easy to use? Can you edit manually? Scribbr seemed to hit a sweet spot. Free for core use, covers major styles, user-friendly, and crucially, allows manual editing.
How did others stack up?
Well, some, like Zotero or Mendeley, are more powerful for managing huge libraries but have a steeper learning curve. Others might be simpler but maybe support fewer styles or limit editing more.
So Scribbr is positioned as like a very accessible but comprehensive option for most standard citation needs.
That seems to be the angle, yeah. Reliable generation without overwhelming complexity.
Okay. Lastly, the review mentioned FAQs, frequently asked questions. Anything jump out?
It mentioned common queries, citing podcasts in APA, what if a DOI isn't found, self-plagiarism concerns, citing foreign language sources, and just the general, how reliable is it question.
Well, you did answer them.
The excerpts didn't detail the answers, but it implied that Scribbr's features and the guidance on their website aim to address these kinds of common sticking points for users.
Gotcha. So wrapping this all up, what's the big takeaway from our deep dive into the Scribbr Citation Generator?
I think the main message is that it looks like a genuinely valuable, user-friendly tool, especially for anyone needing accurate citations quickly without a huge fuss.
Free for the core stuff.
Yeah.
Reliable compared to some AI. Seems like a strong contender.
Definitely. And for you listening, it sounds like it could really cut down on the time and stress of citing.
Letting you focus more on your actual research and writing, maybe, regardless of the style you need.
Precisely. It seems designed to build confidence in your referencing without making you memorize every single comma rule.
So here's a final thought then.
Yeah.
How much more could you focus? How much deeper could you engage with your work if that citation anxiety was just handled?
It's an interesting question. Maybe it's worth you taking a few minutes checking out the Scribd tool yourself, seeing if it feels like a good fit for how you work.